Hey, welcome back. I know it's been a while. I am just a little swamped with everything, and some recording stuff has not gone the way I've wanted. But today I'm coming back full force. I am making this spread inspired by my mom, and she loves flowers, and her favorite colors are pretty much pinks and reds and oranges. So I think I'm going to use this already created color palette that's in this second volume of Happy Blooms, which is only available at Michael's, by the way. And there's some tiny little ones as well. And then I might use this big one that's on this page right here as like an anchor. Maybe, yeah, I don't like the light greens, so I think I'm going to stick with the blues as the kind of foliage. As usual, I start out by whiting out all of the titles, and then I do want to use this blue grid washi, so I had that down. So since this is going to be my anchor sticker, I need to decide where to put it. Now, normally I would move it over to the far right, but I want to do something a little different so it's not just the same old, same old. I'm trying to put it here, but it does angle toward that left side, so I feel like it's almost like pointing toward that side. So I need to, I don't know, have it coming out of something, maybe like a quote. This one would be perfect. It's got the pink rim around the red inner box. This whole book is awesome, by the way. It's the Bright and Bold. It's in the new release. I'm going to flick through and just see if I can find anything else that strikes me. I know I'm going to probably use one of these simple boxes, and it's kind of like pink and red mix. So I'll pull that to the side just so we have that for later. Let's see if there's anything else that jumps out at me. All right, and this big long column, okay, I'm really loving it. I think what I might do is something I don't normally do on my dashboards. I only do it every once in a while, but I think this calls for it. I'm going to do one long box along the side. I'm already loving it. Okay, so across the top, I know I definitely am going to want florals. I'm going to start with these pink ones, but I'm not going to push real hard down because I may want to remove them. This has created a space down here I'm not in love with. You know me with my white space. It's got to be not, I don't know, awkward. But I'm not loving this pink box here. I just feel like it'd be too much pink and red. And I want to pull in some more of the navies, kind of that indigo color, and maybe even that orangish gold. So I'm going to pull the sticker off, and I am going to park it on my guide just so I have it for later. Some people make fun of me for using guides, but I think they're wonderful, and it helps you kind of see a vision through to the end without committing. So I'm going to park it here, and I think I'm going to pull out one of my dark denim-ish scratchy boxes. And I can kind of lay it on the guide and just see if I like the way that's going before I commit. Since these are going to be on top of each other, that's oftentimes when stickers present the most problems, is when they're on top of one another and it pulls off that paper, and I don't want to do that. So I kind of like how it's kind of holding the box. Let me see if there's something else that kind of tie it together, but I think I can do this. I think I'm ready to commit. I just want to get it lined up properly where I like where the overlap is. It's going to create this tiny little space here, but maybe I can fill it in with another small flower or some sort of circle or some sort of tiny little something that doesn't compete. Some people might be like, oh, just leave it. It's white space. No, death to the white space. But over here, I definitely know I want a quote. I want some sort of quote. Nothing, I don't want anything that commands attention away from that big flower, and there's already a quote on that bottom left side, so that's why I'm looking for a little bit of a balance without being overpowering. I'm going to go ahead and put these down on the actual spread, and now I feel like I can't find that perfect spot where it was like a good balance. I should have paid attention, guys. Whoops. I think this will work. And now there's actually extra space there, so maybe I can find something that can overlap. But for right now, I did find this cute little, it's hard to see in the video probably, but it's a tiny little pink line, like box, and inside it says priorities. So that will be my task list for the week, and then I'll probably do my content list along that left side in the long column. And then I have all these other little lists I make throughout the week to keep track. So I know I'm going to use this pink box that has lines. I don't think I want to put it here because of the quotes, but it's a little too big to fill that space above. So that's where I don't want to have like a box upon a box upon a box. Like right here, that kind of looks funny. It's too similar colored. Similarly, I hate that word. Let's see. What other flowers can I have to kind of break up? See, maybe this gold, I wish there was a couple more gold flowers on the page, but I'm going to maybe use this to kind of section off, to kind of break up those pinks. And then now I see the space that I have on that right side. So I don't know. I'm just not feeling this pink box to go right here. It's too similar. And I can't turn it sideways, so that will change things. I could put it here, but then I can't put a quote. I could put it here and put a quote above it. These are all the things going around in my mind right now, guys. Your front row. But I have an idea, possibly. What if, like, it doesn't have to be straight. What if I went wonky with it? So kind of put it at an angle, maybe? Maybe. Let me see. I'll put it straight because I want to put this quote somewhere. Because I like to tie in since it's very similar to the long column. Yeah, I think, okay, so what if I put them side by side? Since they're too big, they can't fit straight as they come. So if I kind of offset them and go a little wonky, I don't do this a ton. In fact, I used to hate it, but I feel like there's a time and a place, and it's kind of nice to offset some things and draw, and it provides a little interest. That it's not just the plain old box by box, especially since they're both the same size. It's kind of creating a interesting dynamic. So I had to stop recording to go help my kiddo with something, and I came back and found a quote sticker and then realized I did not record it. So I added the quote sticker while you were gone, and we'll just continue on. So I'm just cutting some of my camel colored scratchy boxes and trying to decide how to balance these oranges with the pinks and the reds. And keep changing my mind. I feel like I'm going to have a list here. I'm going to have a little list over there. So maybe but then I feel like it's too close. It's like gold upon gold. So I need to break that up. What if I did more of like a navy up here? And I could off-center that too. I could make it tipped, but the orange is next to the orange. It's a little too much orange in one spot. So I want to kind of spread that out. So I have an idea. I'm going to swap these camely colored flowers with the pink ones at the top, and that will allow me to have some space to put where I can put the yellow boxes where it's not just right on top of each other. So I've also found some sticker, like another floral. It's clear from the Happy Blooms book. That's going to bring in multiple colors to go in this pocket that I removed something from. It's on my finger right now, but I'm thinking I'm going to add a little more gold. So see how this brings in the blues and the pinks, where it's not just pink, 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 pink. Now it's navy, pink, pink, pink. Anyway, I think it ties it in a little better, so it's not all just monotone right there. Okay, so I just have some extra, because I had cut part of the florals away from each other. I'm going to plug in the stuff that I had cut off, and I can just add it here and there just to kind of fill in some of those spaces. I don't really have a method to my madness when it comes to this. I just don't like awkward white space. All right, so now this opens it up, and I think having a gold box there is going to look a lot better. But I've also cut off this smaller gold box that I'll kind of bring in, maybe down here. Maybe that would be a good place to kind of have a little pull-out stat or something. Because, yeah, I think I'll put my statistics just for my Instagram account in that blue box. And then this little orange one maybe could just be the follower count. And I always put my stats on the week that I'm currently in, but it's tracking the stats from the week before, which is probably crazy to do, but otherwise I forget to fill it out if I've already flipped the page. All right, this is a little excess from what I just cut off with the bottom one. All right, so am I ready to just get this sucker down? What if I put these ones off in this right corner? I kind of like that. And they have orange in the center of them, so it is kind of spreading that out a little bit. I don't know if I like this 2 gold boxes up here. This is dumb that I'm stressing about this, but I feel like I need to bring in the navy a little bit more. So let's see. What if I move this down and put something at the top there? Okay, let me tinker and let's see what happens. To start, I know I'm going to want washi. I need that grid washi to kind of come in and tie it into the bottom. Yeah, it'll just kind of tie it in. I like that. All right, so I think I am going to put the navy box. This is another scratchy box, and it brings in the blues a little bit on the side to balance. But before I put it down, guess what's bothering me? The stickers are a little too purple. I feel like I don't mind purple as like an accent color on this page, but I think I might, to accentuate the navy a little bit, the pink actually has more of a contrast with that, the navy foliage or leaves. So I think that'll pull it out a little bit better. So I'm going to swap that. Okay, yes, this looks better to me. And at last I can put this box down. That's the joy of like cutting the stickers versus putting them through a cutter, is I can cut them out, move them around so they have a, you know, they're not stuck. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly outline these boxes like I usually do, and also label the sheet with my month. I added some flowers because those bugged me that it was a little bit empty up there. Okay, so on the right side, I started off with some grid. And then from here, I'm just going to try to balance out a little bit of flowers, a little bit of boxes. I don't do too much thinking. I just kind of do it. And if it doesn't look right, I just move it around. The right side is definitely not the same caliber of creative thought process that the left does. But I do realize that the right side is almost harder because of that. So kind of what I recommend doing is finding some decorative elements that you can put in, maybe like 3 or 4. Find the spaces on the page where you don't think you're going to write that much. So I usually know Mondays are, this is my planner, my work planner. Mondays I have Archer home with me, so I only get the afternoon while he naps to work. So I do a little bit less that day. And then I can utilize this middle of the page, kind of like right here. I can put a little bit extra, or maybe on the weekends when I'm not doing so much of the planning side of things, more so I'll take photos maybe or whatever. But, and then I just look for little things that I can layer to make combinations and clusters that kind of vary it up across the page and fill in the little nooks. But I want to leave space for writing because it's a functional side for me. And sometimes I like boxes, but I don't like the label already there. So in this case, I just put like the to-do word over the word today or goals or whatever. And I also am going to make a bottom on this. I kind of want to make this feel like bordered, because that's the feeling I have on the left side. So when you cut flowers, you can always use a portion of the flower to line another box or another part of it. I know I like using these long boxes sometimes, but it can be hard finding a spot that would actually work, so I might hold off on that. But let's put it there for the time being. I put these little 2 boxes on top of each other because they make a cute little, I guess, cluster on their own. And then I kind of want to fill that space, but just with a little quote that says "seize the day." And I think that's got a good little varied feeling to it. Let's see what else we have. So these clear little flowers, and they're super easy to snip off the end. And now I can add these little doodads somewhere else if I want. And I'm just going to speed this up. For this, I did white out the little heart that didn't match. And I'm going to just put a little flower on top of it to add that little extra something. I'm going to keep this going a little quicker for your sake, but I'm just going to add a couple little things here and there. This long box, I think I'm going to go ahead and commit to right here. It's my mom's birthday that day, so I think I can just fill that with "it's our birthday," just to remember that. And I like bringing in elements, so the orange has to show up a couple of times, right, to balance. Everything's about balance. Yeah, so I just like spreading out I guess there's 3 colors mostly, 4 colors in this, pink. Yeah. Anyway, so the more I do this, the more I look at the bottom, and I kind of want to make it a flower border. And the super easy to do is I find a piece that I can cut after it hangs over, and then I can use that extra to fill in the space above. And then whatever space is left, fill in with some washi. And I still think that space is going to call for some more flowers. But right now I'm just ripping up some of that grid washi, which I think just is so cute to add a little texture, a little extra something. No real rhyme or reason where I'm putting it, but Okay, that space below is really bugging me though, so I think I found the perfect flowers to go there. Just kind of tie in more of that, I guess it's kind of an indigo, maybe violet. And then I can cut it, whatever's left, and I'll plug it in elsewhere, maybe if I can find a space. This is where I tend to overdo things, so don't take a page from my planner and do the same thing. I hope you guys got that pun because I'm kind of proud of it. Maybe I can put the little extra flowers up here. You won't see it a whole lot because of next to the darker grid washi, but yeah, I kind of like it. And I think there's just one small thing to add to the bottom, return that little horizontal sticker. And so what do you think? Do you think my mom's gonna be proud of her birthday inspired spread? It's a little eccentric garden, just like she is. But anyway, thank you guys for joining. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment so I know you were here. Find me on Instagram at planet.darby, and I'm on Etsy with the same name. Happy stickering!